My name is Leo, and welcome to another reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we'll be reading King Edward Chapter 10, the penultimate chapter in the very long King Edward series. And also this is part 2 of the Josiah and Lucky saga, titled Chapter 10, Josiah and Lucky Part 2. Let us begin. Max continued his story of Lucky and Josiah. Wow, that's some word wrapping right there. Okay. The years passed, 20 of them. Oh wow, seriously? More children came. Timmy took a bride. The land continued to prosper. Few died, so there were many people now. And much of the forest was cleared for farms. Others became soldiers or sailors. Their voyages and battles all prospered. And they returned home laden with booty. Sorry. Booty. The gods were with them. Well, one god was. The gods were with them, people said, for they were virtuous and deserving folk. Skyrim was united now, under King Viraj the Gifted? None of this is written on the screen, is it? No. That's not. Yeah, King Viraj the Gifted, second and noblest son of the legendary Harold of Yagsmoor. I remember that name from somewhere in Skyrim. Thus, Josiah's king was High King of all Skyrim. The Nords under Viraj's leadership spread into Morrowind and Highmark, conquering some of the sly and thievish Dark Elves, and the weak and superstitious Bretons. Okay, we can actually read it on screen now. Josiah and Lucky had opened a store and built a fine big house for their family. One night, Josiah awoke alone and heard voices in the hall. She left her bed and crept to see. The voices sounded angry. Lucky was standing there in his nightshirt. The passing years had changed him a little. The passing years had changed him a little. He looked no older, but he had grown leaner and paler, and somehow less substantial. Why is that? It's all word wrapped. God damn it. Why can't we just have a book? We used to have books that were word wrapped to shit. Why is this happening? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Where were we? Right. He looked no older. Changed him a little. Looked no older, but he had grown leaner and pale, and somehow less substantial. Standing with him was a tall, matronly woman, dark-haired and clad in a fine blue robe, a knight in black armor, carrying a black sword, and a handsome blond man, green-clad, with a bow. Two elves were there. Two elves were there as well. One fair and one with golden... Where are we actually? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, what? Where are we? Damn it! What's my fault for that? Two elves were there as well. One fair and one with golden skin. One had a harp and another a lute. Elves had not been seen in Skyrim in years. How did quiet, simple Lucky come to know such grand people? Wait, are these the gods of Morrowind? Because one of them's got gold skin, isn't that, Varak? Vasek? I remember I read about the whole story about the gods, but I never actually played Morrowind, so I believe Morrowind's all about that. So. One day. We'll get there eventually. More sooner than you might think. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to be playing Morrowind next year, I don't think. We're doing LSD, that's true. We'll be doing LSD, that's a good point. You gotta be careful about the name of that fucking game, it's called LSD. Yeah, I know. Watch it get, what's the name, like, oh, this is not eligible for, monetization because advertisers don't like the fact that you got LSD in the title. Yeah. Anyway. Where were we? How did Lucky come to know such grand people? Is this how you keep your pact with us? Did we not make the rules clear to you? Everyone was shouting at Lucky, who only muttered, Lady Mara, I didn't realize it had been so long. It was only for a few days, and then a few more, and then there were the children, and Josia needed me. I thought no harm. Things seemed to go well for everyone. It hasn't been so long. Gabriel did well enough without me before. Wait, are these the... Oh, these are the gods. But not those gods. The god gods. Oh, seriously. Because she said Mara, right? Yeah. Lucky spoke softly, yet his face was set. And Josia knew how stubborn he could be. Everyone, what of the Bretons? What of the Dark Elves and the Wood Elves? All the Ice Elves, I say nothing. They are gone. Gone altogether and forever. Such shy folk. I tried. Lucky faltered. I did try. The Ice Elves were very hard to find and not that friendly. When I did find them. Oh. Ice Elves, isn't that... That's the Daggerfall DLC. The Daggerfall DLC? Sorry. I meant to say the... God, what did I meant to say? The... Oh god, what's it called? What's the name of the first DLC in Skyrim? Dawnguard DLC. Jesus Christ. The Dawnguard DLC. Yeah. Yeah, the damage must be repaired. Yeah, the damage must be repaired. Yeah, the damage must be repaired. Okay. Okay, I'm ready. Yeah. Are all the elves to follow them, and the Bretons, and all the other races? So I guess they're whinging him because he's hanging around Skyrim, so Skyrim's getting super duper lucky, and everyone's like obeying the Skyrims, the Nords, and the gods are like, dude, you're supposed to be spreading the luck around, not leaving it with one fucking woman. I'll go. I will go. But Homework and Morrowind is so far from here, and how can I leave my children? Surely I am entitled to children, and my woman. I could have arranged matters as I did, said the green-clad ranger. Now it's too late for that. Matters have gone too far. We trusted you. It was a simple assignment, yet we should have watched him. This last sentence was addressed to the Black Knight. I did watch him, the knight snapped, waving his sword, which Josia now saw was actually part of his arm. Ugh. Yet, alone, I could do nothing. I'd few devotees in either High Rock or Morrowind. Once I realized, I knew I had to find the rest of you. Alone, I could do little. What I could, I did. They are halted for now. Yet the damage must be repaired. And he who caused it must do the fixing. Tinker, it won't be easy. We'll have to avoid the Skyrim folk altogether for a couple of 100 years, I think. No, no, my lord Ebenham, no. Oh, that's why he's called Ebenham. Wow, that's cool. The Ebony Warrior, right? Well, the Ebony Warrior, I don't know if the Ebony Warrior is actually Ebony, but yeah, that's cool. The sky was wrenched from Lucky's heart. I cannot, I implore you. Do not ask it of me. Leave me something of my own. Why must I always give it all to others? I'm tired of it. You promised me a life, and what you gave me, that endless wandering, was not a life. The Black Knight Ebenarm scowled back at Lucky. We are a gentle folk, the Wood Elf Bard said in his musical voice. Yet Zenithar can no longer be restrained, and if he wars against you, the other elven gods stand with him. If the gods war, Tamriel itself may be destroyed. You may find Daedra to stand with you. They love chaos, but I think you will find that not even Springseed, who I don't know who that is, Eberhard and Mara will fight for you if you defy them further. I don't know who Springseed is, but is Eberhard a god? Yeah, I guess so. Josephine speaks the truth. God, that was Josephine! Jeffrey, sorry. We read about Jeffrey, yes. Jeffrey speaks the truth as ever. Let us not speak of war among ourselves, my friend. We wished our folk no ill. We deeply regret what has happened and will labor to repair our fault. I regret our long absence. Yet it was necessary. Ryan and I were needed elsewhere, Mara said. And not even a god or a goddess can be everywhere at once. As for you, Sai, she said, turning to Lucky, 1 night a year with your woman and your child I will grant you, but not in the flesh. What? The temptations are too strong for you, I say. It was a mistake to let you hold the flesh so long. Ugh. I apologize to the rest of you. Now go and make your farewells. You are dismissed. The Night Ranger vanished, but the elves remained. The golden-skinned one spoke to Mara. Watch these new folk of yours more carefully, Lady Mara. We are a patient people and kindly disposed to other sentient races, yet there are limits of our patience. Take warning. Then the elves too were gone. Maybe that was Vivek or whatever his name is. Lucky fell to his knees, clutching at Mara's robe. His face a mask with a oh look, there's no word wrapping. I'm so happy. I don't need my phone anymore. A mask of anguish. Lady, wait, I implore you. Am I never to feel again? Never? It is more than I can bear. The rest of you can assume mortal form on occasion. Better I should have died naturally and gone to rest, he added bitterly. Mara considered, frowning. Others have paid dearly for the life you have stolen. Their spirits are not easily at rest. Not at rest, sorry. They too will exact payment, and yet very well, if you will labor to repair the damage you have done, then you may on occasion assume bodily form, but not as a human. Wolf shape shall be yours in return for the kindness you showed Grillian. And she was gone. Leaving Lucky standing alone, barefoot, Josiah ran to him and clasped him. Oh, how thin and cold he was. What is it, dearest? Who were they? What does it mean? Oh, don't leave us. I must, he said, shivering. I have stayed far too long, my dearest. I am luck itself. I was born with the talent, though mortal, as yourself. My lord took me for a soldier. I was killed in my first battle. Even as the battle was won, I ever brought luck to others, never to myself. Never. Eberhard appeared to me, said I had an interesting talent, and offered me immortality, if I would agree to spread my luck about. He said the gods were overworked, seeing to events, and constantly quarreling over what should happen. He thought that I could balance things out naturally with my inborn talent. I was young, I'd barely lived, I didn't want to die, so I agreed, and Ebenhard said that I could keep my body for a time. I wouldn't age or die, but I would fade slowly, as you have seen. I am nearly 80 now, and I did as he bade for many years. Then I met you and found myself trapped by your need. I think it was your luck, you see. What you needed, and truth is I needed you too, my dear love. Yet while I've stayed here, my luck has spread like ripples, strongest in the center, weak along the edges, until there's none at all in Morrowind and Highwalk and the wilderness to the south. And the folk are dead or chained in slavery. Also, I've brought luck only to the Nords among whom I've lived, so that the Wood Elves have fled and the Ice Elves have died, and now I must go and bring luck back to them and redress the balance as it should have been. He went to the children's rooms and kissed them as they slept, while his tears fell on them. Then he said, I'll be with you one night each year, though you will not see me, yet you will feel my presence, dearest. Oh, and I could never speak of love or marriage, but know I love you, and no man or God, as no man or God loved a woman, I guess. Then he kissed her one last time and was gone. Well, that's the end of the story, I guess. Who knows what pages we got? Oh, jeez. No more word wrapping there, which is amazing. Matt stopped talking at last. The fire had burned down to ashes. Edward drew a long breath. That's some story, Edward said. Is it true? Are you calling my grandmother a liar? I know she used to leave a bit of food and a bowl of milk out in the winter nights. For the wolf, she said. We Nords hold it very unlucky to attack wolves unless it attacks you. It just might be Sai. Shit, how many wolves did I kill in Skyrim? A lot. I killed Sai, probably. My grandmother said she got the tale from her great-grandmother, and her great was Josia herself. So she said. Or maybe it was her great-great-grandmother. I get lost there. Anyway, it happened during the reign of King Visage the Gifted, like I said, when the Nords invaded Morrowind and Highwalk. It took Sai 150 years to set things right again, and he needed a lot of help from Morroland's brothers and father, among others. The Dark Elves and Bretons have been lucky to get their lands back, you see, and it's been hard times for Skyrim folk. Although, once your luck builds up all the way as theirs did, it takes a long time to really run out altogether. And Sai didn't make the same mistake again. He's been spreading luck around ever since. Otherwise, folk get arrogant and start thinking they are entitled to more than others. Yet, he's kept his promise, you see. I'm his descendant, and once a year, I feel his presence. That was tonight. Really? I thought being a god means you can do as you please, Edward said. Well, you can. Well, they can, you see, so I did for a while, but he and his fellow gods weren't pleased with the results. There's rules behind being a god, it seems, just as there are rules to being a man or a boy. Who makes the rules, then? Edward demanded. Matt laughed. Best save that question for the Archmagister. The Archmagister. Magister? Magister? How do you even say that? I'm gonna look it up. Forget. Okay, apparently that word doesn't exist except for the Elder Scrolls, so I'm just gonna go with Archmagister. Yeah, sure. Much too deep for me? Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna have a drink. I'm parched after so much talking. Me too. Yeah, actually. Especially since I split that up into, well, this half of the story was a lot shorter than yesterday, but still, I had a day to fucking recuperate. And then rouse Mirth so that I could sleep myself. Matt, I was taught that Morroland's father and brothers were just raiders, that the Nords were the real owners of the lands they took. But the Dark Elves came up out of the ground and raid for meanness and profit. Morroland's father, Cronin, and his brothers, Crusus and Nephrin, took to raiding after the Lords drove them out of Ebonheart. Guerrilla warfare isn't pretty. Neither is losing your homeland. Human memories of that time are faded. Hand-me-downs, but there's a fair number of Dark Elves who lived through it still around. Morland's aunt, Eurus, for one. She who rules in Kraganmore. Oh, there are some Dark Elves still among the Borderlands in Blacklight who are just thieves and kidnappers, no question. They have holds up in the mountain caverns and raid farms and villages in East Skyrim, but Morland's folk have naught to do with them. Leastways, not since they regained their lands in Morland. Morland hates the raiding. He'd stop it if he could, Matt sighed. Why can't he? Matt yawned widely. Oh, that's a matter of politics and power, boy. If you ask him about it, you'll likely get more answer than you want. For once. Oh, shit. Me, I'm off to bed. Good night. And that is the end of that chapter. That was a very short chapter. How, just out of curiosity, how long is the last one? Oh, yeah, let's have a look. So, there's one more chapter left, but we're not going to be reading it tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to be talking to the Mages Guild, getting our teleportation abilities, and stopping off at maybe Daggerfall, maybe stopping off at Sentinel, getting a whole bunch of quests, using Mages Guilds to pop around and do all the quests, and do them all like one day, because I could potentially do that, even though I have no time to do that. Oh god. What? I'm just thinking. Tomorrow's Saturday. It is. Oh, shit. Yeah, the video might not actually come out until Sunday. I'll just tell you that right now. But yeah. Wait, what? What? Well, I'm just having a look at part 12 here. Wait, part 12? This is part 10, you idiot. Huh? Wait a minute, do you actually have part 12? Oh. Yeah, the next one's part 11. And then... part 12. Wait, is there actually a part 12? Or is this a lie? How could it be a lie? Because sometimes this app and the actual book is not correct. Not the same. No, I think there is a part 12. I don't think I actually have that book. Oh shit. Well, you better fucking find it. Yes, I better fucking find it. Alright. Alright, anyway, that's all for this episode. So yeah, tune in tomorrow. Or possibly Sunday. Depending on how late the video comes out. For us back in Skyrim. Or Daggerfall. Sorry, back in Wayrest. And talking to the Mages Guild to get our promotions. But for now, my name is Leo, and I will see you